and you can be white. But at the end of the day, you look at our phenotype, you look at our organs inside here would be exactly the same. But men and women, you're going from freaking, we're made of absolutely different particles, man. XX, XY, man. That is totally different from your brain mechanism, yo.
There isn't just XX
to your body, yo.
There's XY, XXY. There's not just men and women.
All the genders, yo. Like, also, physically, mentally, we're totally different. The way you're talking,
like, comparing us to animals, how differently do you treat a female dog and a male dog?
Well, you treat them absolutely the same, yo.
Exactly. And you don't expect them to, like, they take on, like you're saying, different roles, kind of. Like, the woman has the babies, but other than that, they're like dogs, and that's it.
Well, that's because, like, with us, like, we've socially conditioned ourselves, yo. We're, like, we're given these roles.
Those biological differences are, in my opinion, minute and don't really factor that much. And, like, and you're talking about hunting and gathering and stuff. Yeah. A lot of hunting, like, when First Nations hunted buffalo, they didn't take them down with their hands.
Yeah,
they didn't need brute
obviously
strength.
With technology now, like, people are emphasizing less on the differences.
Runs, right?
Because, like, a girl can shoot a gun just as well as a guy now. So, like,
and just back then too, like, and like there was lots of First Nations tribes or different cultures around the world where the women went out and did the work, and made the shelters, hunted, created the buffalo runs that you see. You know?
Absolutely, yeah. Like, our whole discussion was just based on
social conditioning.
Because I was trying to tell her, I'm like, men and women, when it comes to choosing our mates, we go by totally a different criteria. That, I will guarantee you, is not the same. That is, like, psychologically proven.
When we stood around there in that circle and we all went through what we liked and what we didn't like, you men had just as long lists and were just as picky as the women.
But like, think about the things we pick, though. Like, I'll tell you right now, yo, like, with guys, yo, like, it's no...
Like, it was like, tiny waist, big boobs, sexually innocent, but knows what they're doing. Like,
but see, notice that thing you said alone, yo, that thing you said alone, like, tiny waist, yo, like a girl with large hips.
You don't think that's socially conditioned?
Bobby,
like, I think this is the way I see
things,
yo.
Time is over.
You can't look at it and say... It's all social, yo. Like, some people try to convince themselves, oh, we're all the same, man. It's just society. And at the same time, you can't look at it and say, it's all biological. Or it's all, like, you know, the way we were born.
Okay,
these things interact together, yo. They interact together. And they work, they, like, freaking inform one another, yo. Most of the social rules we have are based on observing biological differences. And seeing that this person's body is like this person's body like this. This person works like this person works like this. And then they create those social roles.
I can
the only way I disagree with you is when you said that, like, men and women, we are all the same. You know?
I said
like,
pretty much the same.
Totally
I think
different.
We put too much emphasis on, like, the different... You know, you've met women who think more and act more and work more, like you're saying, have more of your tendencies than other men you know. And we just kind of discount that and say, those are people outside, like, the norm. And that's why those norms just keep progressing, because anyone outside that just gets kind of like, you know, like, when you keep generalizing like that, then it makes people, you know, that, I think, what I'm trying to say is I think that social conditioning affects it more than vice versa. You know what I mean?
That's what it... Well, I would lean more towards biology, yeah. Because, like, biology is something that's really hard to change. That is extremely hard to change, yeah. Like, think about, for example, yeah, like, most women, yeah, like, these are studies that have been done. I would not really like to say proven, because, like, there are findings that have been given, and, like, you choose to believe those findings or not, unless you hope to do your own study. But there are studies that have shown that, like, most women, like, when they're... What do you call it? Like, freaking... When's the point that a girl is most fertile?
When they're ovulating.
When they're ovulating. Most women, when they're ovulating, they'll have, like, a higher sex drive. And they will change their choice in men. They will find guys with, like, scars more attractive, they will find dudes who are stronger and like more macho, more attractive, and they'll
What
totally.
studies are these?
I'm telling you, these are like real studies, man. Yeah. Like
Yeah,
I would
but
like to cite the studies
you
for
know
you.
more than anyone that studies are.
Oh,
like,
and that's exactly why I said if you
want
choose
what
to
you're
believe
looking
them, yeah.
for,
If you choose to
you're gonna
believe them,
find
yeah.
that.
If you choose to believe them, and that's because like looking through like evolutionarily, yeah. Like women, they had no choice but to pick a guy who was strong, yeah. But to pick a guy who like freaking who was like who went out hunting and stuff like that. And like most women, when they choose their partners, you notice they put a lot more emphasis on guys who are successful, who are gonna stick around. Whereas more guys, I guarantee you, more dudes, yo, if you gave them right now a girl who is rich, stable, has a job, and some like freaking bimbo who's hot,
But
don't bang the chick who's hot because we think totally different, yo.
That is where we're disagreeing. It's like you would put that on biology. I
I'm
would
just
put
saying,
that on.
like when we evolved, yo.
But we still have free will. Like a woman
of course
can
you still
say,
have
like
free
can
will,
notice.
But it's hard to
Why am
go
I
against what
attracted
you
to
were
this
predispositioned to do.
I
It's
don't
so
know.
hard to go against that. Because a lot of women, like, if you look at in general, a lot of women would say they value a guy who's loyal, yeah. And this all comes down to women give birth.
Talking about
And for a
biological
woman, it
versus
only
social.
makes sense for her to pick a guy who's going to be loyal, who's going to stick around you. Because she has to raise that kid, right? And it all goes down to, like, being more promiscuous, you know? Like, this one, a lot of people have argued otherwise. But I tend to believe guys are a lot more promiscuous because throughout the generations, they have had that choice to be.
No, but you're right. If you're
Because if
bringing
you're a
up
guy,
studies,
you can bang here, you don't have to worry about anything. But a girl, once she's
But
had
that's not okay. That has to do with biology,
Yeah.
and you're right. They inform each other but that's also socially conditioned. Like they know mentally with their head, not like their biology, that they won't have a child to deal with for the rest of it, and that they have that freedom. So they inform each other, but it's not like that biology makes men promiscuous.
Yeah, it doesn't make them, you know. Like it all goes down with like obviously all the roles we're given.
Studies, probably studies have shown. That's why you said lots of people disagree. Yeah. Studies have shown that men and women are unfaithful in equal amounts.
Mm-hmm. That is true, yeah.
Or like when they phrase it like that, have you ever cheated on a spouse or cheated on a partner? It's always like very equal.
But do they ask like, have you ever cheated? Like, was it like a sexual infidelity or
emotional?
Because like I told you, like guys will cheat more towards sex, and girls like usually this is a girl's idea of cheating. Like usually when girls cheat, they are actually in love with another dude. Yeah, like they are literally calling him, they're texting him, and they don't love you anymore. Yeah? Like they're in love with that guy they're cheating with.
And you think it's because of their biological?
And I'm telling you, when a dude cheats, sometimes a dude will love his girl so much. But in that one time he's a hot chick, he'll bang that chick and go back to his wife and like he could pass a lie detector and say, "Hey, I still love you, girl." Yeah. But like because we're such sex-driven creatures,
I can't even deal.
I
can't even.
Like I'm telling you, like I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. I'm just saying I lean more towards like
I lean more
biology,
towards the social aspect.
Because like the social aspect, it's important, of course, but like. Society is going to change, man. Roles change by generation to generation.
And that's why I would argue for the because you can see it changes.
They change a lot, but there are a few things that like will basically never change, man. From the dawn of time, like just the way guys and girls are made, like it can change through, like you said, like social conditioning can totally change. That's why that's why you know that the societies that are different, right? Yeah. But I'm saying deep down, if you dig down to our core. And if you just
what is something that you feel will never change? Like, what is something that you feel like throughout the ages that will, whatever happens socially, what do you think will always stay the same?
Between men and
biologically. What do you think?
Well, like, obviously what would stay the same is, like, clearly the physical differences, yeah. Like, that, I think, that would take, like, years of evolution, man. Unless we totally changed our roles. And we started, like, women all of a sudden, like, started to, like, at this point, I don't think it would change, man. I don't think it would change.
Men can lactate. Did you know that? Like, men can produce breast milk to feed their children.
But I think to the point where, like, well, it's already changing right now, man. Like, it's already changing. You're seeing a lot more people are born identifying, like, different ways.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.